What's up, guys? Welcome back to the RedBeard Outdoors podcast. I'm Jonathan, your host. Today we have the special edition of why First Phorm and First Phorm Outdoors, why you should join the community, why it's a choice for so many people. Like today, our guest, Mac, who is a father. He absolutely loves the outdoors. He was able to participate in the bass fishing tournament that we put on with First Phorm Outdoors, and we were able to win to be able to get to that bass fishing tournament, and he won, was able to go and participate. I met him over a year ago now at this point, in person, and before that even we were chatting. Just a great individual, guys. I'm telling you, Mac is an awesome dude. So definitely go check his stuff out. I'll leave the links down below where you can find Mac. But before we get into this podcast, guys, I want to remind you, get your restock. First Phorm Energy. This is the Summer Smash editions here. So let's see what we got, guys. Make sure you go get them because they're not going to last very long. I'm surprised they've lasted as long as being able to put out on this podcast. But we've got the grape, which if you guys watched any of the videos that Dale Beatty put on, you'll understand that this thing might give you some moves like Dale Beatty. Who knows? Definitely going to have to try it out yourself. And then you've got the Summerade. So I haven't been able to try them yet, guys. I just got them today. I put them in the fridge so they can get nice and chilled before I try them. Super stoked about it. But man, hope you guys enjoy this episode with Mac. Let's get into this conversation as to why, for Mac, First Phorm is the partner in his journey through fitness as a dad and beyond in the outdoors. Here we go into this conversation with Mac. What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the RedBeard Outdoors podcast. I'm Jonathan, your host, and here we have an amazing guest for you guys. We've got Mac Hussey, and he has done some amazing things in the First Phorm community, but at the same time, I wanted to bring him on to tell you guys kind of his story as part of the Why First Phorm and Why First Phorm Outdoors series that we're doing here every other Thursday. Mac has some amazing things that he can talk to you about. He's also won some amazing things recently, as you can see with the shirt he's wearing, in the bass fishing tournament that he went out there to and represented North Carolina properly, and did an amazing job. Yeah, there you go. So guys, here is Mac. And Mac, for people that don't know who you are you, man?
I'm just a simple guy. Grew up military brat, so I've kind of been all around the U.S. At this point, I've done 16 moves.
Wow.
Cross country 5 times, 3 different high schools, the usual bit. The longest place I lived consecutively, even to this date, actually, has been college. 4.5 years at Virginia Tech. So,
wow.
Kind of tough, but also made me who I am today. So, and it works out.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome. So, guys, just so you know, I met Mac just online. You know, a lot of my friends are online at this point, but we met Mac online, and we definitely connected over the North Carolina piece. He currently is out in North Carolina, and we had the pleasure of meeting when I was out there. This was it 2 years ago or last year? Last year. Yeah, he came out to the lake house that our family has, and we got to hang out for a little bit. And so, you know, Mac is just someone that he's got a family. He's got a little baby. He's got a wife, and they've got some amazing things going on for him. They just recently moved, and then on top of that, he went out to Colorado. He's got a lot of stuff going on. Went out to Colorado, killed a big buck, which you can see behind him, and because muleys are better than whitetail, and
Comments.
I'm gonna get some people fired up with that one. So, but they're better. So with that being said, Mac, what got you into the outdoors, fitness, that kind of lifestyle? What led you to that? Obviously, been in the military, you saw a bit of fitness in your family's life, but what got you into it?
So I would say the outdoors definitely came first. Ever since I could walk, I had a fishing rod in my hand. I'll start with my papa, my mom's dad, and out of the 20-something odd grandkids, I was his fishing buddy. And I was the youngest, and I was still his fishing buddy just because I loved this. I could be 3 or 4 years old and perfectly content sitting there for hours in silence with a rod in my hand, just waiting for it to bite. So outdoor piece came really early on, all that fishing. And then later on, definitely with like high school. And then of course, with my father being a Marine, growing up in that lifestyle, the fitness
Mm-hmm.
aspect came in, doing sports all throughout school, middle school, high school, not as much in college, but then I was in the Corps Cadets program of Virginia Tech. So PT 3 times a week at 5 in the morning. So it just kind of came along, and I just loved it. Got into it big, and I was always kind of a twig, so I wanted to add a little bit of meat, add a little bit of muscle on there, bulk up a little bit for health purposes and to better myself.
I love it. I love it. So, yeah, for people that don't know, so VT or Virginia Tech is up there, obviously in Virginia. So you've been on the East Coast for a while at this point,
Yes.
and you've loved fishing. And people don't really think of fitness and fishing going hand in hand. Generally, you think of the grandpa that's kind of got a little bit of a beer belly or a little bit of a gut, or just sitting out there with your grandpa fishing. But there's nothing wrong with that whatsoever. But the professional fisherman, it blows my mind. Like we had Andrew Banky on, and you guys can go back and listen to that episode as part of this series. And he talks about the importance of fitness and fishing, especially professional fishing, because you're up and down and moving around. Your balance has to be on point. You could be standing for hours at a time, or even sitting for hours at a time can be hard on your body, and you need to make sure that you're taking care of it so that you can enjoy fishing longer and you don't have a miserable time out there on the boat. So, you got into the PT, the early morning PT, which I'm not really jealous of. I definitely I've been to my fair share of early morning PTs, and it's not the best. It's not the most fun thing. But so you had that, and then you added some meat on. Now, I guess going through college, and then how long have you been in the First Phorm community?
I was first exposed to First Phorm very much surface level. I think it was 2019.
Mm.
Doing some reds, greens, and BCAAs. Then kind of dipped off a little bit, but then picked my way back up in early, I want to say 2021. Or was it 2020? But I just stayed through, and then I just kind of ramped up with it. I moved down from Virginia to Jacksonville originally in North Carolina, and started hitting the gym harder, and got back and kind of went headfirst into the First Phorm. Got the app, started doing the workouts, all this stuff. I don't remember who my first coach was, because I was still kind of figuring out the whole app piece, because I didn't know all about it. I didn't do much research on it. I just kind of literally just dove on in. Wasn't that long after, because I was working at a taxidermy and game processing plant, where one of the days that summer I had it was like Instagram recommended friends for First Phorm Outdoors. I'm like, oh, that sounds like right down my alley. So I followed, and I was like, I don't even know how early it was, but I was like one of the first 50 or so. And then I joined the Facebook group as well. Jake became my coach after that. Initially, started doing all the challenges, everything from there, and it just kind of took off. And then, of course, eventually Kaylee came on and became my coach, and it's been great ever since.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Yeah, and there's a lot of times where that happens, where you'll get kind of started with it, and the reds and greens is something that they take on a daily basis, and then you get into the community aspect of it, and the First Phorm community is, I mean, it's unmatched, and I don't know how else to explain it other than you'll find the best people there, and you call each other out for your BS and everything that's going on there, but it really is an amazing community that really wants you to win, and everyone in there wants you to win. And if we start seeing people tearing you down for winning, we call them out on it. And it really is just a big, awesome community. And so the fact that you got in on it earlier, and then you've been able to see as the First Phorm Outdoors side of things has grown as well. You were taking the supplements, you were part of the community, and then something happened where you kind of got shoved by this ginger dude to go apply for the Legionnaire program.
That is true.
So yeah, some ginger guy out in Utah convinced you to apply to the Legionnaire program, because I mean you were out rucking, you were out bringing people into the community, and that's another thing that we've got in common, that you run the GoRuck gear, and you go out on walks and rucks with your family.
Just finished one like not even 20 minutes ago.
Yeah, exactly. And so like you're getting the family involved, you're doing things after a hard day's work, you're coming home and you're still making sure that fitness is a priority. Now, with that, you went through the Legionnaire application process. You got, you went through the interview process, and then you ended up getting approved for the Legionnaire program. Yeah. So how has that journey been for people that are maybe wondering about the Legionnaire program? Is it just they send you a code or a link and you share it with everybody?
No, not at all. It's way more in depth than I ever thought it would have been. And it's kind of what you take it as. Like, you go at your own pace. Like, you could be as immersed as you want to be in it, taking all the classes, learning all the courses. They even have options now to where, like, pre-test work for being like certified with like who was it, like the NASM, right, or like either nutrition or even like certified coaches, which I think is awesome. Eventually I do want to eventually get my certification at some point. Kind of take it slow, of course, with the kid and all, kind of spread thin as it is, but with that, like, we have weekly meetings with the Team Fortitude, daily live streams, both between the First Phorm app and the Legionnaire app. And there's just so many resources out there to help not just yourself, but to give to other people, to educate, to help them through on their journey in fitness. And also, like, from the outdoor side, you could tie that all into it, just to personalize things, get closer, and make it all better. And tighten the community, and that's all it's all about.
Exactly. I love it. It's definitely, so the Legionnaire program is not one of those things that you just kind of send an email or fill out a little online thing and then they're like, here's your code, share it with people, get sales. It's very in-depth. You go through multiple interviews, and I mean it's basically job interviews. And then once they approve you, then you have classes that you're supposed to attend, or you get called out for the fact that, and it's not mean, but they're like, hey, what's going on? Why aren't you doing your classes? Because we want you to be able to progress and learn. And more than anything, we don't want people going out there and just trying to sell stuff that they don't know anything about, trying to get money. That's not what we're about. We genuinely want to help people. And so when you understand the products, then you can understand when you're talking to somebody, well, maybe the protein powder isn't going to work for them, but this might work for them. Or maybe the greens isn't the best thing because they've already got that covered. They need this. And that's the way you're able to pivot in the conversations that you're having, instead of just saying, hey, here's the generic stack, go buy it, have fun. It's genuinely educating us as Legionnaires to be able to go out and speak with the people that we're having conversations with on a daily basis. And so I absolutely love that piece. And I just want to reiterate that for anyone that's looking at possibly becoming a Legionnaire, I encourage it. That's the other thing too, is, I mean, I gain no monetary benefit from you becoming a Legionnaire, right? Yeah. If anything, I'm losing out because you were in a lifetime affiliate for me, and I was gaining money off of your, a commission off of your purchases. And I still encouraged you to become a Legionnaire, right? And there's been a handful of people that have done that, and they're like, well, what's in it for you? I'm like, I think you're just doing awesome, and I want you to win too, right? I want to make the pie bigger, and we don't look at it as, I'm losing. Right. I'm winning because now you have encouraged a team. You've got Team Fortitude. You've got people that you're building up and bringing into First Phorm. We just continue growing as we do that. So I just wanted to highlight that. So with that being said, give me your top 3 reasons why someone should be a part of First Phorm Outdoors. And let me reiterate this, because I've had a couple questions. I want to keep reiterating this throughout this series. First Phorm is the company. First Phorm Outdoors is a branch of the company. It is one and the same. It is not any different. There's a lot of outdoorsmen and women that don't necessarily, I guess, I mean, a lot of us go to the gym anyway, but we're not like walking around chiseled gods, right? Like that's not the perspective that we want. We, on the other hand, want to be able to get in a tree stand or be able to hike a mountain or be able to go fishing with our great grandkids or live longer and enjoy the things that we want to do, not just to look good in the gym. We want to be out there and enjoying the outdoors, and we want to reach the outdoorsmen and women that also have those same goals. And so that's why that branch of the company was formed. But all in all, it is the same company. So with that, why would someone want to join or be a part of First Phorm? Give me 3 reasons. Your top 3 reasons.
Part of it, as you said, like longevity and like your personal life. Like I don't want to be in my 70s and 80s and stuck on the couch. I want to be out there like with my great grandkids, teaching them to fish, teaching them to hunt, taking them all around, doing all of that. So longevity is definitely one of them. The community, you just cannot deny the community sense. Like I went to the bass fishing tournament down at Lake Hartwell in South Carolina, and I met a lot of these guys I've been following and seeing on social media for the past several years now. And I'm like, hey, like I know you, but I don't really know you. Meeting them in person, having those conversations one-on-one or even just as a group, finally meeting all those guys and gals from the First Phorm crew, media team, and also just other individuals in the outdoor group. It was, you can't replace that. That's just the best. And so definitely community is one of them. Third for joining or
just being a part of First Phorm, whether it be start taking the supplements or being a part of the community. Why would someone choose First Phorm over another supplement company out there?
So I would say, yeah. I mean, it's a supplement company for the supplements, and how I introduce First Phorm to friends, they're kind of like, if you're not sure, I'm like, imagine this: it's a supplement company that doesn't force supplements. They're like, how does that make sense? They push and teach and try to help you have the nutrition for whole foods, to where if you can make whole foods and reach your goals in just whole foods, awesome. That's all the power to you. But if you can't get there, hey, we have these to help you along. They've got workout programs, one-on-one coaches, everything at your disposal, and you can't beat that.
Yep.
And it's great. It tastes great. It works great. I mean, my wife has been iffy about protein powders since the day I met her. It's either too chalky, too clumpy, whatnot. I just got her some vanilla level 1, and she had that with coffee this morning, and she's like, this was great.
That's amazing. That's amazing. Honestly, it's one of those things that, and Jake and I talked about this on the Boots by the Fire podcast, which is something that we do live every Friday night in the First Phorm Outdoors group on Facebook. We were talking about how there's such a minuscule amount of lactose in the Formula One flavors that it technically FDA could label it lactose free on all of the Formula One flavors.
And she is lactose intolerant and has GERDs and everything, and so she's like, I feel perfectly fine after. It's amazing.
Exactly. But we don't label, like, there's some flavors that are literally lactose free, but the ones that have even a minuscule amount that are technically within the boundaries of the FDA to be able to say it's lactose free, we still put that there's lactose in it because we don't hide crap, right? We're not out there to disguise things or to not shoot you straight. And so, I love what you brought up there with the quality. Another thing, just to drill this analogy home, the protein, a lot of people get gassy or have digestion issues or things like that with the protein, and they think they're whey intolerant. And it's not necessary. Sometimes it is the case. So I'm not a doctor. I'm not diagnosing everyone, but we have found is that a lot of people, it's not the whey, it's the way the whey is processed. And and the thing is, it's like taking a chicken breast. Say you have 2 chicken breasts, you throw one on the grill for 3-4 hours, normal grilling temperature, and then you throw the other one in the crock pot for 4 hours. Which one are you going to want to eat? Which one are you going to even be able to eat? Right? You won't be able to eat that brick of a chicken breast.
Be, charcoal.
Exactly. The other one is going to be nice and tender, falling apart. You'll be able to eat it. You'll be able to digest it. The other one's going to give you issues if you can't even swallow it. And so that's how protein is generally processed in the majority of the market. I'm not speaking for all the companies, but the majority of the market does not use the same process of low temperature processing that we use in our proteins. And the reason being is we don't want to overcook that protein to where you can't use it because your body can't digest it. Your body's freaking out, not knowing what it is. And if it can't digest it, you're not really getting all the protein that you're supposed to have in that scoop. And so, and we're not masking it either by having to put all these fake flavors and stuff in it to mask the burnt taste of the protein. So all of that to be said, the quality of the products is bar none the best. And I want to reiterate for people as well, the 110% money back guarantee. If you get the product, you try it, and even if you don't like the flavor, reach out to customer support. You'll have an answer between 24 to 48 hours from a real person that will solve the issue for you, whether that be swapping it for a different flavor, sending it back and getting some credit, whatever it is. You have the 110% money back guarantee from First Phorm that even if you don't like the flavor, you can send it back. And the big thing with that is it's not available in every single store. And so we understand that. So we want you to feel less, less restrained from getting to try it and less apprehensive from getting to try it, because now you don't have to worry about whether you're going to get your money back or not if you don't like it. So all of that to be said, I love those 3 reasons that you listed there, Mac. Now that we've said those 3 reasons, everyone needs to go join the First Phorm Facebook group, First Phorm Outdoors Facebook group. It's growing. We're over 6,000 members strong and just keep chugging along. It's grown exponentially. Yes. You're going to find individuals like Mac that are in your area that enjoy things that you enjoy doing and will encourage you to be able to get outdoors. Everything from hiking to hunting to camping to simply going, and if you love to pound the pavement for 26.1, 26.2 miles, whatever it is, 26 point something. There's stickers all over the place. So, but if you like to go run marathons, ultra marathons, you'll find your crew inside the First Phorm Outdoors Facebook group. So it's almost a friends matchmaking page as well, because you're going to find people that won't judge you for hunting, won't judge you for the weird things that you like to do outdoors. Maybe your neighbors might, but the people in this group won't. So definitely go check it out. And I'm going to leave that link down below for people to get in. Now, Mac, tell us about this bass fishing tournament, because you became a Legionnaire and you've been crushing it with First Phorm and doing all the things that you need to be doing while you're moving, while you had a baby, and you ended up winning this bass fishing tournament where you got to go out and have an amazing experience that I was kind of jealous of. So walk us through that. So you won this tournament. How did you win the tournament?
Well, first of all,
how did you win getting to the tournament?
Yeah. So first of all, I was just considered to be lucky enough to get one of 10 spots in the entire nation to actually go to the daggone thing. And I was actually working on a Friday when I found out. So they had the whole giveaway they had to sign up for, and all your friends. I was sending it to everybody, coworkers, brothers, sisters, families. I'm like, I want to be a part of this thing.
Yep.
Help me get there. And maybe you can too. So all my friends that I knew fish, I definitely sent it to. Several of them did it. And I was working on a Friday that we actually didn't have to work, but it was hey, you get a free PTO day if you work this day. I'm like, okay. Halfway through, look down, check my mail on a quick break, and I'm like, I literally about jumped out of my seat when I got the notification that I was accepted or won a slot. And so got that all set up, made the drive down. It was about 6.5 hour drive from where I'm at down to Lake Hartwell or to Anderson, South Carolina. Met up with everybody there that evening. I missed the hike that morning, unfortunately. I wish I could have made it down there, but I could not due to other circumstances. But made it to dinner, started meeting everybody, had great conversations, met like Will, Sal, Clint, Kaylee in person, all these other great people. Had great conversations, and woke up the next morning bright and early. Uh, Linked up with Austin, who was also on my boat from First Form Crew, and our professional fisherman, Baron Adams. Great guy, very knowledgeable. Got around his boat, did the prayer and anthem that morning, and then they sent us off. And he had a few spots that he had scouted out the day prior. So we're just kind of going around in between the inlets and hitting onto the docks. Caught a few small ones here and there. He actually thought the low regulation size was 14 inches, but it was really 12. So he'd already threw back a few ones, but we're like, it's for the better anyways. So we caught a couple of like 2.5 pounders here and there early on, moving our way around. We're all just chatting, getting to know each other. I'm shooting tips from him back and forth because, again, professional fisher. I love fishing. This is my first tournament ever. So just kind of get some of my tips and tricks from the guys that do it professionally. And then later on down the road, so this is spawning season down there. And so we're looking for the beds. And we're in one little inlet. And we saw several beds, but one that was only active. And there were several fish that had streamed through. He had he saw the big one first, the little female, sitting on the bed. He's like, okay, we are going to sit here for the next little while, trying to get her out of there. He caught the male that was around her, decent 3.5, almost 4. And then we're just like 45 minutes. We're literally like him and I offset casting just to kind of piss her off. Just trying to get her to bite something. And I had a little wacky rig that he gave me, and she just happened to bite mine. And there's videos up on Instagram that Austin was thankfully remembered to take. Got video of catching it. She jumped, got her on the boat, and she was 6.42 pounds, biggest bass I've ever caught. Just that alone made the trip worth it.
That's awesome.
And then
that's a big bass. For people that don't know, most bass that you're catching around 2 pounds, between 2 and 3 pounds ish, and that's considered a decent sized bass. And friggin' 6 pound bass, like that's awesome. I can only imagine the fight you got out of her too. Yeah.
Oh yeah. And like I was running on a drill, like I don't know if it was the energy drinks or the adrenaline. Like I was already
probably both
too deep by that point. But I was like shaking for the next 20 minutes. I'm like, I don't know which one it is, but I'm rolling.
That's awesome. That's awesome. That'd be so exciting. And you used your hand, right? To pinch and grip and grain with the hand, right? Okay.
Oh, yeah.
None of the little grippers? You didn't use the little...
Full on lipping it, man.
Yep.
You got it.
That's awesome. That is awesome. Wow, that's crazy. So for people out there, again, I want to highlight that Mac has been using First Form products for 5 years at this point, off and on, and then has really delved into the community. And you hear what he did. He reached out to his friends, he reached out to his family, and just was doing everything he could to bring people into the community. And he ended up getting rewarded by winning this trip to be able to go out and go fish. And then he caught the fish of a lifetime for him, on this bass fishing trip. So all of that, I mean, if you're not stoked about joining the First Phorm Outdoors group, I don't know what's going on with you. But even if you're not big into fishing, bass fishing is a blast. It's so much fun, especially when they set you up with the gear like they did at the tournament, right? Yeah, you were on the nice boat and everything that you had out there. I'm sure it was a blast.
Oh yes, indeed. They're like, hey, did you get the bug yet? You wanna get yourself a boat? I'm like, yeah, maybe a few years.
And what I love too about the speech that you gave, and I don't know if it's up on the First Phorm Outdoors page, I'm pretty sure it is, but they asked you what you were going to do with your money, and what was your response? This wasn't staged, guys. Like, he didn't know he was winning. He won, after they measured and did everything that they needed to do, and you won. So you got pulled up on stage. They asked you what you're going to do with the money. What'd you say?
I'm actually going to put into savings for my baby boy, get into his account, start accruing, and help him out later on down the road.
Yep. Yep. And how much did you win?
2,500.
Yep. There you go. So, I mean, honestly, you could put that into a college fund at this point, and by the time he's 18, he'd be able to pay for an associate's degree, if not 3 years of college, right? And so, those types of things, it's awesome. So you got set up with the gear, the shirt that he's wearing, guys. We've got our shirts out there. We've got a long sleeve. We've got the short sleeve. We have a hoodie, which I absolutely love. That blue hoodie. That thing is amazing.
And just ordered my wife a smaller one for her. She loved it so much.
Yeah, it's friggin' sweet. Like, I don't like to wear long sleeves very much, but that thing, that was awesome. It just fits great. It's awesome material. So, guys, definitely go check out the new line that we've got between the camo shirts. Then we've got the fishing gear as well as we're rolling into summer. You guys are going to want to check those things out so you can get that UPF protection without having to slather on sunscreen all over the place, and be able to get out there and enjoy it, and also match the blue. I mean, blue is just a great color. So, yeah, with that, Mac, is there anything else that you want to leave with the people as far as your experience with First Phorm, or, why First Phorm with you?
Well, kind of touching, going back to the customer service aspect, I didn't have a return, but one of my orders, I had noticed I put in, or it defaulted my old address. So I quickly sent an email to customers like, hey, can you switch this out to my new address? I don't want it showing up at the wrong place. It was like 10 o'clock at night my time, so I'm like, it's 9 o'clock there. I'm like, what are you doing up, dude? Like, you could have waited until tomorrow morning. I'm like, I appreciate it, but that's not necessary.
Yep. And this was before you were a Legionnaire, like, or no, maybe, So, and that's the thing, like, you don't have to have some kind of status. Actually, the people that I've emailed with back and forth don't even realize, they don't know who I am. Right. And so they just take care of everyone the same. And I've had the same thing. It's like 9 o'clock at night on a Saturday, and they'll email you back. I'm like, what? Like, what is going on? And so I can't guarantee that level of service, but I haven't had it where it's not that level of service. And, so within 24 to 48 hours, like, they will make sure you are taken care of. And I challenge people to test that out. Try it yourself. If there's something you don't like, or if there's something that you have a question on, send them a message. And they even in their signatures, most of them put like their Instagram handle and stuff, so that you can see face to face who you're speaking with, and even reach out to them and talk to them outside of First Phorm customer service. So it's pretty awesome. I love it. There's some crazy stories out there. People have asked, like, they'll call into headquarters and ask them where's the best pizza in town. They're coming into St. Louis, and what's the best pizza? Or I think the craziest one that I've heard, anyway, I'm sure there's crazier out there, but that someone called in and said, on this model of Dodge, what's the best spark plug, or something, like they were trying to replace the spark plug, and they were like, I don't know, but let me look it up and I'll get back to you. And they did. Like, they just went, like, had nothing to do with First Phorm. Yeah, nothing to do with First Phorm, but they went and like figured it out for them. So I don't necessarily say test them like that, but go test the customer service. Give them a call, send them an email. And then again, all the links are down below, where you guys can go and place your orders. Again, you've got the 110% money back guarantee. So if you just want to try a different flavor of protein, experience that smoothness that Mac and I have talked about with the protein, how it mixes so smoothly. If you want to get some greens, if you need some full megas, something like that, you just want to dip your toes in and get the post-workout stack, whatever, shoot me a message, shoot Mac a message. We'll make sure that you guys get taken care of and answer your questions in that regard. And we'll make sure that, excuse me, that you get free shipping for life on orders over $75, and not the energy drinks, unfortunately. Yeah.
The weight gets you.
Yeah, but with that, I will say I've had a couple times where the energy drinks come and one or two of them are busted, and they just send them, like, I just send them a picture and they send me a whole new case. So that protection, like, you may have to pay for it, but they'll take care of you. So with that being said, thanks, Mac, so much for your time hopping on here. Absolutely love what you're doing out there in North Carolina. And I'll be out there in July, so we'll have to hook up again
When in
and see
July?
each
I'll be in Hawaii the first week of July.
other. Second or third week.
Okay, I should be back by then.
Yeah, he's just trying to avoid me. That's what it is.
Yeah.
So he's literally going to Hawaii, almost across the entire globe, to avoid me coming out to North Carolina. The one time a year I come out to North Carolina.
Gotta let the grandparents see their grandkid.
Yep. No, I hear you. All right. Well, thanks so much for coming on, Mac. Guys, thanks so much for tuning in. I really appreciate you guys tuning into this. I hope you're gaining different stories and perspectives on why First Form is such a big part of my life and so many people's lives. You're seeing it on social media through the First Form Outdoors games, the bass fishing tournament. Right now, this actually may come out after it ends, but currently, if you're listening to this before June 10th, we've got a giveaway, or maybe it's not June 10th. Sorry, I'm going to misspeak here and someone's going to be mad at me. June 7th. Before June 7th, 2024, 11:59 p.m. Central Time is the last day that you can get in for the antelope hunt of a lifetime up in Montana. There's a lot of stuff going on. We'll probably have something else coming out if this comes out after that. Stay on the lookout. Go join the First Form Outdoors Facebook group. The link will be down below. Let them know RedBeard sent you, and you will get notified of everything that's going on with the outdoors community. So thank you so much. Have a fantastic rest of your day. And of course, get out, live your life, and love it. Hope you enjoyed that conversation with Mac. He is just, again, a stand-up individual. I loved having him on the podcast, getting to tell his story, how he enjoyed the bass fishing tournament, and what he's going to do with the winnings from his bass fishing tournament win, because he went on to win the tournament, which is exciting. He's just, again, a good stand-up overall dude. I wish him the best in everything that he does as he continues to pursue being a dad, being an outdoorsman, his fitness journey, and everything just being the best that he can. So, guys, come join us over at First Form Outdoors Facebook group. We're over 6,000 members strong at this point. Would love to have you in there. Also, if you haven't yet, we have a challenge coming up here soon. All right. I want you to get in on that. So to make sure that you get entered in on that, shoot me a message, comment, whatever you feel like doing. Also, subscribe to the channel so that you can know when these podcasts drop. I drop one every Tuesday for gear reviews, Tinkering Tuesday, Mindset Gear Reviews kind of deal. That's a solo episode. Every other Thursday, we have this one, which is the Why First Form and First Form Outdoors. And every Saturday, we have a guest with a full-length episode on to be able to share their story with you. So, hope you've enjoyed it up to this point. Thank you so much for your support. And of course, get out, live your life, and love it.